March 30th, 1943. Dawn, somewhere east of Elageila, Libya. The desert is deathly silent, the kind that presses against your eardrums. Tiny grains of sand drift through the cooled labyrinths of a battered Panzer III's engine, finding their way into uniforms, gun grease, even the seam of General Erwin Rommel's leather glove. Rommel stands beside his staff car, staring into the swirling sunrise. Oil smoke crawls above the horizon, drifting from last night's burnt-out supply truck. In the stillness, you can almost taste iron and ashes on the wind. Every morning it's the same. Inventory the losses, patch what's left, press on with the Africa Corps. Or so the men hope. The air is battered with exhaustion. Over the last week, rumors have filtered in. Another British offensive massing to the east. Restless drivers swap stories over black coffee, boots crunching on cooled sand, waiting for marching orders. Some men, faces obscured behind scarves, joke nervously that the British have endless fuel, endless tanks, endless everything. The humor hides something else, dread, unsaid but heavy as dusk at 700 hours. Their worst fears rumble alive. Across the dunes, British Crusader tanks crest the ridgeline, moving, always moving in disciplined columns under the thin light. The first shells shriek overhead. In response, Africa Corps, gun crews spring to action, muscle memory and adrenaline replacing sleep. Sand erupts around battered positions. Rommel himself, the desert fox, races on foot to the nearest outpost, barking tight commands. His men shout their response, boots sinking into powdery earth as enemy shells slam ever closer. All around, the desert amplifies every gunshot, every half-muffled scream. The world narrows to a single fight. Survive. Repel, hold one more hour, but this morning, something feels different. The supply trucks are late again. Machine guns jam with fine grit. Field radios flicker, static, no orders, no answer. Every soldier knows what it means to run out of water. Now they face running out of bullets and hope. Rumors ripple, yesterday's fuel convoy never arrived. In war, logistics is destiny. Across each trench, fear sharpens. Is this the day the line breaks? As noon hammers down, the sand heats to scalding. British tanks surge. Within Rommel's camp, panic edges close. In the command tent, a desperate calculation unfolds. Fight, or fall back further one more time. Sweat stains maps. Rommel's gaze fixes on a simple question. How much longer can they hold? The answer, a mystery, darker than a desert night, lurks at the edge of every command. But for one shell-shocked moment, nobody moves. Because across the horizon, above the cacophony, the British appear endless. Midday, December 12th, 1942, to the north, near the coast, the roads fill with confusion. Sun flashes off truck windshields and shattered glass. Engines sputter as columns of Axis vehicles choke the winding desert highway. Up above, the droning whine of RAF fighters sweeps in, hunting anything that moves. Desert Air Force machines dive, attack, disappear, leaving fire and chaos behind. The earth blackened with burning rubber and twisted metal. British 8th Army scouts, eyes sharp behind sand goggles, note the thinning enemy lines. Their patrols creep closer, carefully observing the beleaguered German-Italian units frantically burying landmines and retreating. The Allies sense an opportunity. Enemy positions are unraveling. Montgomery's voice crackles through field radios. Accelerate the assault. Push hard now. New Zealand Division moves out. Heavy boots stomping through blinding dust. Their tanks weaving through the mangled debris of last night's melee. The air is filled with static, commands, warnings, a mounting urgency. Amid the chaos, Rommel's men brace for their last stand. Tactical Group Ariete, formed by grizzled Italian tankers and desperate German infantry, fortifies a battered position southwest of Elageila. Sebcha Chibira glimmers with heat haze to the right. 90th Light Division links the left. The Allied juggernaut slams into Ariete's lines, 80. British tanks break through, their guns screaming through the haze. For nearly 10 hours, bitter fighting rages. Amid plumes of oily smoke and flame-lit craters, soldiers fight point blank, each one counting every round. Every heartbeat back in Rommel's tent, the situation is critical. Supply convoys are no longer plausible. Fuel is nearly gone. Reinforcements mere shadows. Stubborn rear guards cover the main Axis withdrawal, sacrificing their own escape. Rommel scans a battered map, sweat carving paths down his face, as distant explosions pulse through the ground. He weighs a grim decision, withdraw or risk encirclement and annihilation. Outside, as dusk falls, the thunder of battle ebbs. But nothing is finished. British tanks mass for another push, and Axis troops know they march closer to ruin with every setting sun. Rommel issues the order, fall back again. The legend of the desert. Fox is now a struggle for survival, but something vital is left behind: hope.